Hi guys, it's Tricia Giazzon. I'm back with another Dress It Up button video. Today we're going to make a really cute pink mini heads charm bracelet. We're going to be using these cute pink mini heads. I am just in love with these. We're going to be using some SoftFlex beading wire, some crimps. These are number 2 tubes. We're going to have some 5mm jump rings, a clasp. I have 2 of these bow charms, which is actually, these are from Dress It Up Buttons as well. And if you didn't know, they do sell charms. We'll be getting into that in another video, but they are super cute. And then from Jessie James Beads, we're going to use this pastel pink, beautiful strand. So let's get started, guys. Okay guys, so the first thing we're going to get started doing is we're going to glue our jump ring onto our cute little mini button. And it's just as simple as, this is, like I said, a 5mm jump ring. I have it closed and I'm going to find that slit and I'm going to put that down toward the bottom of the button, okay? And I'm just going to use some super glue Loctite gel and just put some on the back of my button there. And I'm just going to take, like I said, where the split is in this jump ring, and it's going to go down toward the shank there. I'm not even going to cut the shank off because you really don't need to do that for this project, and it'll just give you more security with the button. And I'm just taking, this is a wax tip tool with a metal end, and I'm just putting that where I want it. And then I'm just going to take a little bit more of the super glue gel and just put that over top of the loop, the jump ring, and into the onto the button. Okay, so I have laid out a pattern here with my strand. This is a tentative pattern. I just like to kind of get everything in order and get an idea on how I want everything lined up. I have started putting jump rings onto the buttons because we're going to need a jump ring to go the other way. See how these go straight across, and we need one to go the other way so we can hook it onto the beading wire. So it's just as simple as opening up your jump ring, adding it onto that jump ring that we have already put on to the button. Okay, pushing that through. And then just closing that up, just like so. Okay, and then we're going to also put jump rings onto our bow charms. So same thing, we're going to open that up. Oops, where's my crack? There it is. I'm going to open it up and just hook it onto our bow charm. Close it up front to back, as I always say to do. Just make sure you're always doing it that way so you don't warp your jump rings. I'm going to make sure that's nice and closed. There we go. And then one more. Okay. And open that up. Okay. Once we get that open, we're going to go ahead and put that onto our other bow and close. Okay, so we're going to begin stringing, and I want to make sure I have 2 beads on either side of the button charm or the bow charm. So then that way they're not going to be sitting weird. So we're going to start this out, and we're going to take one of our pink beautiful crystals, add our rondelle, add one of our pink crystals and our button. We're just going to slide that right onto that jump ring that we've prepped with, and our next bead. So you can see there, then it's going to sit nicely for you against those beads. Okay, and then we're going to do a spacer. And let's see here. Let's do a square, a bow, and a square, a spacer, And then we're going to take some of these crystal squares and we're going to put those on, and we're going to put, actually I'm going to do, let's see, because I want my center to be there. So I want to put that button on. I'm going to put this bead on with the pave crystals. Okay. And then I'm going to put one of these gorgeous, no, I'm going to keep those for the side. And then I'm going to take, I want our crystal beads to be in the middle. So we're going to take, let's see, 2 of these little squares. Whoops. Put these 2 of these little squares. And then our crystals are rondelle. Our next charm, which is a mini button. Okay, so we're going so far. Okay, and then we're going to do back the other way. We're going to do rondelle. And then our gorgeous crystal large hole bead. One of our small squares. Our pave bead. A spacer. Our bow. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. We need to put one of our milky crystal squares in there. A bow. Same thing, crystal square there. All right, here's where we're coming. So these 2 are a little closer on the ends than the one in the middle. I'm kind of giving that a little bit of breathing room. So we're going to put in one more spacer there and a crystal round bead. Our other Minnie Mouse charm. Just like so. Crystal round. Rondelle. And one of our milky beads. Now that I have this so far, this is how I want my basic bracelet to look. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it down here and I'm just going to measure and see where we're at. We're almost at 6 inches. So what I'm going to do, just to give a little breathing room, because what I do, I have a size 7 wrist. So I make most of my pieces 6 inches long. So then by the time I'm done, I add the clasp, the crimps, all this stuff. It'll fit me comfortably. Okay, so let's put, I want to put, I think, these little rondelles on the ends just to give it just a little bit more space. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut this right now off of the strand so I can add that to the other side because we're pretty much almost done here. All right, and so here's our bracelet, and we're going to add that other rondelle on that side. Okay, and so that is our finished bracelet. Now what we're going to do is we're going to crimp our bracelet, and I'm just going to move the things that we did not use over to the side. As you can see there is plenty of beads to use. You could actually make a pair of earrings with the beads that are left over, so we might just do that. I may just do that. So what we're going to do, like I said, is take our crimps. And we're going to take 2 of those. And it's just going to be as simple as taking your crimp and putting it over your beading wire, just like so. And this end, I don't have to be close to my beads when I'm doing this. I can just do this on the outside edge because we will push everything down and get everything in the position we want on the beading wire once we get this side done. I want to do this so my beads are not slipping off of the one end. Okay, so I'm just going to make a little Now, a little loop here. Now, you can just put your clasp right onto it if you want. I prefer jump rings because then it's a little more adjustable that way. So, I've put that second wire back down through my crimp. And I'm going to take my crimping pliers. And you can use whatever you have on hand there. And I'm just going to put that into my pliers and give it a squeeze. And this is going to give it like a C shape, as you can see there. And then I'm just going to fold that C shape over because I like my pieces to be a little more compact. I want to make sure what side I need to be doing it on. I like my crimps to look a little more compact. That's just me personally, but so I'm just going to crimp that down. I'm just going to go around that just a little bit just to make sure I have everything where I want it. Okay. So then I'm going to come in and cut this wire because I'm a firm believer that if it's crimped right, you don't need extra wire sticking out to poke everybody. Okay. So we're just going to move that loop down just like so. So now that's there. Our beads are not going to come off. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm just going to take my crimp, put it onto my wire, and then take my second wire, or the other end of the wire, I guess, of the same wire, and put it down through that same crimp. Then at this point, I like to take my round nose pliers and just put it loosely into the loop there, and then kind of pull down as I'm going, just to get everything nice and snug. And I want my loop to be about the same size as the other side, so I have a little bit more here to do. Pull it just a little bit more. I'm going to straighten this out so it's not all crooked, trying to straighten itself, trying to right itself there. So there we go. We have on both ends. Now, as I'm looking at this, guys, look, everything's not moving that great. It's not kind of, it doesn't have the movement that I want, and the reason is because I bared down on this too much, so I'm going to give that just a little bit more leeway so my charms have room to move around a little bit and not be so stiff. Okay, just kind of taking my fingernail and just raising that crimp up just a smidge to give me that breathing room that I want. Just making sure. Let's see if that'll be good. Yes, I think that's perfect. So again, I'm going to take my crimps in, or excuse me, my crimp pliers in, and just give this crimp a squeeze. Okay, and then I'm going to go in again and fold that over, flip our bracelet that way, and give it a little squeeze, and then trim off that wire. Okay. So now that we have both of our ends crimped, now we just need to simply put our clasp on. I have some oval 4mm jump rings here, and I'm just going to open that up, those up, and put one end of our clasp on this end. Okay, close that up. Same thing on the other side. We're just going to open that up. And I like using the oval jump rings for this because when using an oval jump ring, the open side, the open part of it, I guess, is on the side of the jump ring. Okay, so when it's sitting the way it's normally going to sit, which is this way, there's going to be less chance that's going to slip off of your beading wire. Just a little trick there for you. And I'm just going to put that through this end, hook the bar part of our clasp in, and close. Just like so. So that is our adorable, I mean, can I just say adorable pink mini heads bracelet. I mean, guys, oh, let's get this clasp here. I mean, guys, check it out. Is that not the cutest? So I hope you enjoyed this one, guys, as I always do, and I'll see you in the next one.